All right, we are now. People can hear us.
Should we just do that?
Just
Just the
talk like
no,
other people
you
see
don't
us.
see anything.
Well, hello everybody, all of our viewers, all the people here on Facebook.
I was about to say, welcome. Welcome to the Himalaya.
Oh, now we have somebody. I just saw you do
Oh,
whatever that was.
that's cool from a movie.
Yeah, they don't know what it is, and they're actually gonna think you're crazy.
Monsters Inc. Look it up
Oh,
when
okay,
they
everybody doesn't know what that
get
is.
banished to the Himalayas, clearly, and they are they meet the abominable snowman.
All
There we
right,
go.
so whoever's here when you guys are as you're joining in, usually it starts out with like nobody at all, and then picks up quite a bit. When you're here,
Say hello.
put a comment in, say hello, let us know who you are, because all we can see is you as a number, but you mean more to us than that. So let us know who you are.
We're not here for the numbers.
Yeah.
We're here for the names.
We're here for the people. Yeah, for the names exactly. So if you're watching, now it's 0. Whoever that was, we don't like you anyways. Whoever was just watching, get out of here. You're just a number to us.
Oh, that's good.
Good times. Good
Thanks.
times. All right.
I didn't. Anyways.
All right. Why don't we? Even nobody's here. I mean, most people are going to watch this on recording anyways. So why
I
don't
hope
we-
so. Especially so we're gonna be talking about
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
someone's back. Hey, if you were the person who just left, we love you.
We're gonna sit here.
We take
and
back
talk
all that
about
stuff
All
that
the
we-
people that come and go.
All right, you go ahead.
Anytime, one of us. Okay, so we got Thanksgiving coming up
Yep.
in less than 2 weeks. Good food, good fun. But we wanted to answer some questions that people might have in regards to Thanksgiving and like what to do.
Right.
The whole having like company, that's the word I was thinking
There
of.
it is.
Having company over and what to do with their dog in those situations and such. So we're going to be talking about that and answering some questions that people often ask. And then if anyone else has questions, we're going to answer that. And we have some other questions that we might answer as well, depending on the time. But we're going to start with
What do you want to start with?
Turkey Day.
Hi,
That's what
Mr.
they
Bob.
say.
Welcome, welcome.
Hello, Bob.
We have some Turkey Day questions here. So let's start with, let's see, I'll pop it up there, right there.
That's a good question.
How do I stop my dog from begging at the dinner table? So these are questions that people have submitted ahead of time. So if you guys have any questions, even when we're not live streaming, obviously right now, if you're here and you have questions, put them in the chat. But if you have questions in the future, just send them to us and we will answer them on this, just like we're doing right now. So somebody asked, how do I stop my dog from begging at the dinner table?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Do you want to start us off and I'll add on?
Yeah, I would say first and easiest, maybe not the easiest. First thing I would do is put them on place. Give them something to do to kind of work their mind and get them out of the way. Putting dogs on place, it doesn't mean you have to put them in a whole nother room. You can put the place cot in the living room, in the kitchen, dining room. My goodness,
Just put them outside.
You can put the place in the dining room and have them close to you while you're eating. Yeah, the dinner table. But it just keeps them away, keeps them from giving you those puppy dog eyes and tempting you from giving them something that you should not.
Yeah, there's also nothing wrong with crating your dog too. Like while you guys are eating at Thanksgiving, there's a lot going on.
Oh, right. I forget about Thanksgiving.
There's a lot going on there, so you can crate your dog. I would definitely suggest putting a leash on them. We've talked about it before, but if you haven't heard it before, any sort of a physical contact with the dog is going to be promoting whatever it is that they're doing. So like when they're begging at the table and we're grabbing them and kind of pushing them away or shooing them away, that's still fun to them. So they're going to keep coming back. So if we can put a leash on them and kind of drag them away, pull them off to the side with a leash, that's going to be more effective than us just trying to kind of shoot, go away, stop it. Or, as I said before, if you don't have the time for that, then just put them in the crate. There's nothing wrong with that. And there are certain things that are generally eaten, consumed on Thanksgiving that can be very bad for a dog to get into. So
we'll get into that.
Yeah.
I'm noticing another question we had, and it says, you don't even have to put it up. Keep this one up.
Oh.
Because it says, can I teach my dog to stay on their bed or place while we eat? And so that's what I was talking about. You can put them on place. Now, if your dog is not great at it, not consistent at it, if you have a lot of people and you're not able to give them the time and attention that's needed to put them on place, then like Tyler said, I would put them in the crate instead. But if my dog is rocking place and, I put them on place every time I have my meals and everything, then on Thanksgiving, if it's not too overwhelming for them, yes, you can put your dog on place to, to keep them a little out of the way and hopefully not letting them steal whatever foods might drop on the floor. But yeah, so I just wanted to add that question in because like they're kind of the same question, but worded
No,
differently.
for sure, for sure. What should we do next? What do you like here? Do you like that
So
one?
that's yes. So a lot of these questions that we're answering, I think they're all going to need you to practice them ahead of time. These aren't answers or solutions to problems that you're facing on Thanksgiving Day and need to work on it. You know, you want your dog to be aware and understand what's expected of
Mhm.
them before the she's a piece before
Whoops.
like the big test comes in regards to like, you know, everybody at the dinner table and you don't want them to beg. Or this next question we have, which is, what should I do if my dog tries to steal food off the counter or plates? You know, so this is something that we're going to give you a solution, but you do need to practice it and prepare them ahead of time and not just expect them to know what it is you're trying to teach them or tell them on Thanksgiving Day. And so, what should I do if my dog tries to steal food off the counter or
So
plate?
once again, this answer is going to be similar to the last one. Having trained ahead of time and work done place is always going to be best. But once again, if you haven't done that and your dog's being a nuisance or keeps getting into trouble, or like usual, you have a bunch of kids over and they're throwing food everywhere and it's crazy, um, put them in a crate. There's nothing wrong with crating your dog for their own safety. So you can totally crate them. Once again, if you're not going to crate them, at least put a leash on them so you can control them in that circumstance. I mean, that's generally going to be the easiest
Yeah.
and quickest thing to do when it
I
comes
mean,
to counter surfing.
right, a big thing when you can keep it up. Sorry, a big thing when it comes to having a lot of people over, if you're not able to
Mhm,
keep an eye on your dog and you are not confident that they will behave themselves,
mhm.
then creating them is going to be the best option to keep everybody and especially your dog safe.
Right.
But you know, something you can practice. If your dog is a counter surfer and tries to steal food a lot, that's when we can use the e-collar
Yeah, for sure.
is the best solution to that. And you have the e-collar on them when they jump up onto the counter. You press and hold the stem
Mhm.
at a high enough level, not a high enough level that they feel and care about, but you don't necessarily have to like make them jump out of their skin quite yet.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
But you press and hold the stem at a lower level they feel until all four paws are back on the floor. If they happen to get something that they absolutely cannot have, I would quickly turn
For
up the
sure.
level and get them before they try to swallow like a chicken bone or something. You
Right.
don't like
100%.
if it's life or death,
Yeah.
don't mess around,
No.
but just kind of teach them ahead of time that jumping up on the counter is not okay.
Sure. All right. I like this next question a lot. So, next question is, how do I train my dog to stay calm when the house is full of delicious smells? The answer to that is you don't train them while the house is full of delicious smells. So,
Mhm.
you need to be working on this ahead of time. We have that photo from like I don't know
Oh
how many,
yeah,
it's
like
like 10 years ago.
7, 8,
Yeah.
9.
And it's our dog Shyla and she's laying in front of like mashed potatoes and a big turkey and all these things. Man, I wish we
Oh, we
like
should find
I know
that.
we should.
We'll have to get it
Uh,
and post it
and
somewhere.
what we did is we trained her a lot ahead of time. It's not like we said, okay, get out the mashed potatoes and get out the turkey. Now we're going to teach her how to behave around these things. We did all sorts of obedience and stays and all sorts of training in regard to that kind of impulse control. Then when it came around, Thanksgiving, all the good smells and everything, we didn't have to worry about it because she'd already done it. So if you're thinking forward to Thanksgiving right now, I mean, you're kind of running out of time here, but start training your dog now to be able to have some impulse control around all that yummy food and those yummy smells. You need to do the
Mhm.
preparation now because if you don't, it's not going to be fun on
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. Let's move on then. What
Yes.
want to move on to here? This is
Well, yeah,
man.
just keep going
I
down
think
the
this is a
list.
question that like everybody in the world has for their dogs.
Yeah.
So
This is again not necessarily Thanksgiving, but you're going to face this around Thanksgiving because you know you're hosting and there's
right.
lots of people coming around. So how can I stop my dog from jumping on people when they walk in the door? We're going to talk about the place command a lot, I
Yeah,
think.
you ain't kidding. That's the answer to a lot of stuff here.
The place command, teaching them that place command and teaching them to stay on it and they can't get off until they've calmed down is a big deal. But also if you can leash up your dog and have a handle on them so that if they jump up, you can give them quick tugs and pull them off. Or the e-collar is our wireless leash is what we
Yeah.
like to
Yep.
say,
Yep.
and
Yep.
you can give them low level stims. Their two paws come up off the floor. You press and hold it until their paws land back on the floor.
Mhm. Yeah.
Simple as that. You
It is
know,
quite simple.
you, crate, place, leash, e-collar, like
Yeah.
pick your poison.
Yeah, e-collar is
Warrior
going to be
solution.
the quickest fix. E-collar is going to be the easiest, and then crate's going to be a close second there. So
Yeah, I mean, crating, there is absolutely nothing wrong
nope.
with putting your dog in the crate when there's a lot of people. And so I said we're going to use place a lot. We're also going to suggest the crate a lot. It's one day. It's okay if your dog has to relax in the crate a little bit more than normal
Mhm.
because of everything that's going on around the
Yeah, no,
house.
totally. All right, next up, what is the best way to introduce my dog to new family or children that are visiting for the holidays? So there's a big one with just introductions in general, right? So what we really don't like is when people try and force their dogs onto people. So
Mhm.
my dog's nervous, my dog's hesitant. Okay, come over here, give them a treat, kind of, talk to them in a little like baby voice and such, and they'll get used to it and they'll be okay with it. The best possible thing that you can do for a dog when it comes to greetings is have the people completely ignore the dog, right? So dogs work really well off of jealousy, honestly. And so somebody comes in the door, they've been trained and they expect people to be going straight to them. Oh, they're so cute. What's their name? What's his name? And then running up to them. And if a dog's nervous, that's going to come out in them being scared, them being removing themselves, maybe even them growling.
Oh, but and
Now,
then on the flip side, if a dog's excited, that's gonna be them running up
even
and
more.
jumping on
Yeah.
people, right?
Yep.
So you don't want either
Either
situation.
way, the best
So
thing to do is to have people ignore your dogs and allow your dogs to come up to them as opposed to the other way
mhm,
around. Obviously, if your dog's annoying and jumping all over them, there needs to be something done there.
that's
The
like
crate, the
ignoring
leash, the
again.
e
Yeah.
collar, things like that. But if your dog is nervous, which is what I feel like is probably where this question is mainly
Especially, yeah.
coming from, if your dog's nervous, then yes, just tell the people, hey, just ignore my dog, just pretend they're not
Mhm.
here. And generally, that dog's going to come around to check
Yeah.
them out because it's surprised
Mhm.
that these people aren't coming up to it or
Yeah.
communicating with
And
it.
we also answered this question if the dog is jumping because we just answered that question.
Yeah, we've answered both of
That's
them.
why,
So,
because
all right, next up, guys, we have how do I keep my anxious dog calm with so many guests in the house? It's exactly what I just said for the
all
last
right.
one.
And then I'm gonna add in the crate. It's but if you you might have your dog crated in an area that's like kind of keeps them as part of the family, like in the loop of like seeing what's going on. If your dog is nervous and the crowd is too big,
Mhm.
there's nothing wrong with putting the crate in a room that nobody's going to go into, where it's a little quiet, a lot quieter, and leaving them in there for a while
Yeah.
while this scary thing is going on in the
Yeah,
house.
when there's a big party, like at Thanksgiving time, I will occasionally go off into a room for like 20 minutes because I get so overwhelmed by everybody. So there's nothing wrong with your dog having to do that as well. Give them a break, let them relax for a little bit. They draw the attention of people and especially of kids, and they can get overwhelmed really easily with that. And so you need to be mindful of that when it comes to your dog.
Yeah.
The next question is I mean, almost the exact same thing as the last two. Um, my dog gets overstimulated with company, and how can I help them relax? It's the exact same answer. The reason I'm still putting this up here is this is something that's very common for a lot of people. So
Mhm.
you have all these people
It's like the
asking,
other end of the spectrum.
yeah,
You got nervous or
and insane. Yep,
crazy.
yep, yep. So it's the exact same answer here, guys. I'm not going to repeat it for a fourth time. Same answer as the last three. Okay, so um,
Crate, place, leash.
crate place, e-collar, give them some space. How to train my dog to not. Ooh, that's a
That's a
totally
good
different
one.
thing. That is a great one, though.
No,
You want to
and
take it
it's
away as I
okay.
put it
So
up?
here we got a question that requires a lot of work and practice ahead of time. Otherwise, you're gonna be left leaving your guests alone at while you work with
Yep.
your dog. Okay, I can't see this question. Where to go? Can I see?
There
Okay.
you go.
How do I train my dog not to bolt through the door when guests arrive? And so ahead of time, you're going to teach your dog boundaries. You're going to preferably with the e-collar is the
Yes.
easiest, but you can also do this with a leash. Just practice opening the door and not letting your dog go through the door. If your dog goes through the door, you give them a quick correction, get them back into the house, close the door, and repeat. A lot of times, especially if that's the same door that you're going out for walks, dogs will be like, "Oh, the door's opening, let's go," and they bolt. They bolt, whether it's just for fun or because they want that freedom. It's a little more difficult to kind of teach them, "You can never go through this door," if they do go through that door sometimes for walks. But that's a whole 'nother story. You can teach them, if the door's open, you can't go through unless I tell you it's okay. And
Mhm.
so that's same with all we teach the dog, uh, the sit, down, place,
Right.
even recalls and coming when called, they need to do it and wait until we give them that release word to know that they can get up and not listen to that anymore. And that's the same, like, you use that as well with boundaries, especially, like, the front door. The dog, they can't go through the door. They have to sit at the door, and then they cannot go through it until I give them that release word, and I
Mhm.
let them through. But when it comes to, open doors for other people to come in, they know they can't go through that door because you're not giving them that release word. And so teaching them that boundary, and that's something that you can do it at the door, at, any threshold too. But that's a big one because it prevents them from going out. Another way to avoid that whole situation is to put them on plates, put them in a crate.
I think I know where you're going with this.
But yeah, that's a good thing to practice. Preparing for guests coming over for Thanksgiving or just preparing for everyday life. Teaching your dog not to go through the door
Right.
at all, whether when it's open, is great ideal. And that's something you can do as well with, what is the gate. If the gate's left open, you can teach your dog that they can't go out the gate in your backyard until you give them that space, or that release word. You gotta
Wonderful.
are we ignoring these
No,
questions that
no.
we're
I'm
we're
recruiting
catching
people.
up?
I'm like sending out texts like, "Come join the live stream, ask us questions. Come on, it's too quiet in here." So,
Well, do you wanna answer finish this
yep,
category?
and then we can move on to John. Ooh, this one?
Yeah.
What's a good way to man, we're repetitive today, I tell you. Guys, the answer to this one is gonna boggle your brain. So, what's a good way to keep my dog from barking when the doorbell rings?
You
Well,
know what? I don't
you
think we
can
talked about this as
you can
much.
crate, you can use an e-collar, you can leash up your dog. Just kidding, there's a little bit more to this than just your dog will bark on a leash, your dog will bark in the crate. So when it comes to the e-collars, and if you know us, you know that we absolutely love the e-collars. We think they're wonderful. They're humane. If you don't like them, you're just not educated on them, and that's just the truth of it. Don't take offense to it. It's just the truth. They're fantastic tools, and so you can use them for a vibration. You can use them for a small stimulus. The whole point of them is being able to break the dog's focus off of something that they're focused on. So if there's a knock on the door, the dog gets hyper fixated, or we refer to it as seeing red. I feel like we got that from like one of our kids' books,
Yeah.
honestly, but we refer to it as seeing red, where that's all they can focus on, and you need something to snap them out of it. And so you could grab them and you could shake them. Don't do that, but you could grab them, you could shake your dog, and they're still going to be oriented towards the door or the
But then
window,
you're also going to be
barking like
proving that.
crazy. Yes, and you're going to be hitting them in their necks. And so, the stimulation, having something to break that focus, like an e-collar, is going to be the best bet. The next best thing is putting a leash on them and kind of pulling them away, tucking them away when they're engaged, and then trying to get them to focus on something else, like a treat or play or a toy or something. Um, once again, it's an e-collar because if you use it right, it's a wonderful tool that can be used in so many different ways. So, John, the question you said, what would your thoughts be on a dog that suddenly stops eating? So, I have a lot of thoughts on that. First and foremost, I always this is a horrible trait. I always assume the worst immediately when it comes to something like this because it's something so serious. If my dog stops eating, what I'm gonna do is wait like 24 hours, maybe 2 days, and I'm gonna see, okay, are they having diarrhea? Are they just not interested in their kibble, but they're still taking like treats and such and higher value foods? And I'm trying to kinda
Their animal behavior.
try to gauge it out. Are they super lethargic? What are they acting like? So if they're lethargic, if they're not interested in food, if they have like an overconsumption of water, if they're drinking water like nonstop, then I'm definitely looking at going to the vets. Okay. Definitely once again, diarrhea too. So it's just like, how bad is it? Because sometimes dogs just get stomach aches, just like we as humans do. And we don't go straight to the hospital for that. But
So
it's
it's
the same as humans, right? If I don't eat for 48 hours or 3 days and I'm sick as a dog, right, but I'm super sick, right? Then yeah, I'm gonna take it very seriously. But just keep an eye on the dog.
yeah.
If they're a little sick, you're not eating a bunch, wait 24 hours and
Yeah,
see.
it's Skipping a bit. Sometimes Gypsy does it. We always joke that, like, every
She
once in a
does.
while, Gypsy's, like, concerned about her weight. She just doesn't wanna eat sometimes, and that's fine one time, but, if they still not eating and have other, behaviors that are concerning, that you need more of that help and training.
Yeah, yeah. Well, John, I hope that your dog is doing okay and that's not asked out of a personal, problem with your dog right now. So next up, we said what Thanksgiving foods are safe or not safe for
I
dogs
meant to
to eat.
put this one near the
That
end.
seems like a Chat GPT question, if I'm being honest.
Again, it's not real. I'm trying to find it.
What foods are not safe
Don't worry, I
for
got a
your
list.
oh,
I
okay.
already pulled up. I already prepared for this one,
All right, let's be
if I can
prepared.
find it.
Turkey skin is too fatty. Cooked bones.
I got here. Wait. Okay, we got to organize this a little bit. I have a list of what's safe and what's not. We're gonna start with our safe. That's the first thing. All right. So what you can give your dog, you can give your dog turkey meat without the skin and without the bone. You can give them plain sweet potato, plain green beans, plain mashed potatoes. That was the theme.
Plain,
It
plain,
says
plain.
carrots, but
Sounds
that
boring
needs
as
to
can
be plain
be.
as well. Plain pumpkin, apples without the seeds, peas, plain bread and rolls, but that's only in a small amount, and plain eggs. So obviously what you get from that is no seasoning or flavorings of any kind. But you got the foods to avoid. You got turkey skin and bones, which I already mentioned. No stuffing, no gravy,
Man,
no sweet potato casserole,
I get that one.
no green bean casserole, the extras
Yeah.
added to it, no
Short arms.
cranberry sauce, no mac and cheese.
Man,
It's dog.
what do those dogs have to be
No
thankful for
no
on
desserts
Thanksgiving?
and anything with garlic, onion, or xylitol. Did I say that right?
You did.
Wow.
This is also good if you're trying to lose weight. All these things that we
Just
just
do
listed, if
this
you don't
dog
eat those on
diet.
Thanksgiving, I mean, it's the dog diet. Man, that sounds miserable. Um, would you consider that the dog may be fasting for spiritual purposes?
I don't know, John, that might be something that you guys have to discuss
Yeah,
together.
we'll have to, John. We'll have to do a podcast on that one, okay, buddy, and figure that out. Dogs are only spoken of a few times in Scripture. I feel like it's never endearingly, so I'm not sure about that. But who knows? Maybe our dogs are very religious. We catechize them. We've gone through all that stuff, so maybe ours do. But yeah, we'll see. So moving onward here. Oh, the main thing. Talking back on the food. Okay.
Yeah.
The one we hear about the most is the cooked or the boiled bones.
Mhm.
It's a huge one. You'll probably see even this thing. You'll see probably articles, things in the news, things like that. If you follow dog
What?
stuff about
Give me
no, I
one.
mean like a dog's dying and
Oh
stuff
god,
from.
no,
We're
no,
not
don't
gonna
do
kill a
that.
dog. Yeah.
Never mind.
That's a big one though, because people go, "Hey, I have a turkey leg here. I can give it to my dog. They eat bones. If they're boiled or they're cooked, they splinter very easily. So they
Yeah.
crack. What happens is the dogs swallow it and it gets stuck and like lodges and cuts into their throat, and that dog's dead. So you have to be very, very cautious at Thanksgiving. Do not give your dog. If you give your dog a little bit of mashed potatoes that have butter on them, they might get a stomach ache. They're not going to die from it. If you give your dog turkey that's been boiled or cooked,
Pretty
there's
bone.
a really good chance that something bad's going to happen to them.
And
So
that's why
do
I
not.
kinda gonna go back to some questions. If you're worried about your dog getting some food that you don't want them to, put them in the crate, get them out of the way because especially when kids are around, food is going to be
They're
dropped
going to
at some
snatch it up,
point,
or they'll
and
take it straight out of their hands.
exactly. And so these foods that we say are safe and everything, this isn't something like on Thanksgiving when we're all
Don't
having
give
our
it to
meal,
them.
you give your dog their
Nope.
Thanksgiving meal. No, it's something that you prepare to give them later on, or maybe in their crate while they're hanging out and you're having dinner, but it's not something that they're eating while you're eating. And so
How does a food news what can I do to stop them from grabbing scraps or trash?
well, you
Yeah,
have said it, so
do you wanna answer that one?
that kinda goes along with our question about counter surfing.
I know, I just didn't
You
wanna
know,
say it
stealing
again.
it. Yeah, that's kind of what training us do.
It's
That's what
true.
we do. We just
It's
say the
true.
same thing over and over again. This is something that needs to be practiced ahead of time, and you wanna set it up. So if you like Food Ninja, you still are aware when your dog is trying to, and so you're going to bait them. You're going to put some food that they're going to try to get on the table, on the counter, and get their e-collar on, and when they go for it, you are going to correct them. Close that.
Keep going. Alright, let's see, what else? What
E-collar,
next
so
one do we
get an
wanna do here?
e-collar for that.
E-collar, yeah, that's a
Yay,
good one.
e-collar.
Alright, so what do we think, next? Please play Silent Hill, Bubba's entertaining. Do you have so
Let's pull that one
those are
up
both very
because,
good. Sure, actually, I'm gonna put them both in at the same time because I think they kind of, bounce off one
oh, yeah,
another.
yeah, sure.
Alright, next question that we have is these 2 are gonna show up on
Gonna
there?
look
Is that
as
gonna be way too
like
big?
one.
Oh, how can it what in the world just happened?
Uh,
My dog doesn't understand what mom's saying. Why is this on here? Oh, well, doesn't matter. So,
Something on YouTube, it just ran.
how can I use the place command to help my dog relax while we are busy entertaining? Esther?
Well, if well, that really depends on how good your dog is at the
Mhm.
place
It
command.
does. It does.
If they know it and had a lot of practice and are really good at staying despite or even no matter how busy or distracted you are, then you can keep practicing it. Practicing place or using place when there are guests over, that's just higher distraction. And so if your dog is good with any distractions you might have faced, then it'll just be a little bit challenging, and obviously you still have to keep an eye on them, but they might be able to do it. However, if you're only teaching them place and they don't know how to stay very well or they're very bad with distractions, then I would say don't try.
Yeah, no,
If
that's
you're
not the
not
time to
able to
teach
keep
it.
it, if you're not able to keep an eye on them, handle them when necessary, crating would be the better option.
Totally. And then how does that tie into the second one? Do you have tips for giving my dog healthy mental stimulation while we prep and we host? I mean, just talking about place, really.
Well, especially prepping when you're getting ready for guests, put them on place, have them practice. If it's when people are over and you need to crate them, but you don't want them just sitting in the crate listening to everything
Mhm.
that's going on, well, one thing I would do is put a sound machine or play some sort of music in the room with them to kinda drown out the noise of what's going on in the rest of the house,
There's
but
nothing
also giving them, a treat stuffed Kong, any stuffed Kong or a lick mat in their
Mhm,
crate, kinda,
mhm.
like, get their mind off of it, give them something where you can feed them if it's dinner time, just stuff like that. It's
Done,
kind of
pause,
like
cut. Alright.
you know
No, that's great. I don't think there's much to add to that. I mean, that's really good. Um, Kelly, neither do I, so I don't worry about it. I get it. I understand it, so that happens. Let's see. Guys, if you have questions, please be asking them. We want to answer your questions, so
Mhm.
we want to converse with you. The more that we get to talk, the more fun this will
Use
be.
that area.
Yeah, we did. Check
Mhm.
that out.
Yeah.
Alright, what do you think? I don't wanna answer, like there's, like, 30 more, so I don't wanna answer all of them, but
No, we're not.
what do you
Like I
wanna
said,
do?
I didn't go through them completely, so
Yeah.
we'll just
I know. Guys, as I'm reading through these, ask a question, I'd rather answer those.
we need to do some
How do I train
that's,
my dog? We can talk about that not on live. How
mhm.
how do I train my dog to listen to commands off leash?
A lot of those have to do with e-collar. So, if you
E-collar.
have questions for us and our answer is not place, e-collar, crate, or leash,
Alright,
then,
Kelly's
good
I
job.
love Kelly's question. Kelly, I remember butter being an absolute addiction as well. So who are we we're talking about,
Coco,
yeah, we're still talking about Coco here, right? I mean, because they have the new dog now.
marshmallow,
Yeah, they have Marshmallow now. And then don't you have caramel, right? And then and then you have cinnamon,
also.
and then dairy. No,
A little
but
bit of milk in
yeah,
there.
I remember that being a thing a while ago. Truly, it's the e-collar. You can even set it up, like, set them up, okay, for failure. Put some delicious butter up on the countertop, let them jump up, and then apply that stimulation on the e-collar, and do that, like, 10 times at a level that they notice.
Too little.
Cute. Let them try for it and then give a stim when they go up there, and then just do that over and over and over and over again. And eventually, Coco's gonna say, "This just isn't worth it anymore. I don't
Yeah.
want it anymore."
And a big thing when it comes to the counter surfing and correcting it with the e-collar, you can be in the room and tell them no when they do it, but a big thing that's gonna make it stick is you being in another room and using your mom eyes and listening for them to jump up and giving them the correction on the sim without saying anything at all, so that they're not associating you being there and catching them with being corrected. They're associating, like, "Anytime I try to go for this, I'm getting corrected."
For sure. Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, they're gonna be sneaks, and they're just gonna sneak off and do it when you're not
Right.
around.
Alright, so I got a question texted to me. It says, "What kind of dog breed do you recommend for first-time parents with a newborn who plan to have several kids?" So, that's a great question.
Mhm.
What I would start off with isn't necessarily a breed, but I would definitely I mean, it just This is just smart. I would start off with a smaller dog. I think you can have an extremely well-behaved dog.
Well,
They still might knock people over if they're
mhm,
100.
yeah. I want to, clarify something when you say smaller dogs, though.
You're not about to disagree with me, right?
No, well, because well, that's the thing, B and Penny, I think they're technically considered, like, medium.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, like, smaller dogs in the sense of, like, 15 to maybe 30
30
pounds.
pounds, yeah.
You don't want the teeny tiny dogs because those can be very difficult to
You
train
don't want a
because they are
Yorkie.
very and that's a whole new set of troubles, but you have the smaller, small to medium-sized dogs
Right,
that but you also have some of those that have high energy.
for sure.
You're looking for the breeds with the temperament that generally tend to be calmer, and there are breeds that are better with kids, and, everyone says doodles. I can never own a doodle because I can't afford to take my dog to the groomer every 4 weeks,
Yeah,
and I have no patience to
right, for sure. So, I think there's, like there's many, many, many dog breeds I think that are good when having kids, especially
Mhm,
because I think for the most part, if you go to a reputable breeder,
mhm.
you can get dogs that have wonderful temperaments for kids. I'm not I mean, the internet's gonna, like, hate me for this, but I'm not a massive proponent of, "Hey, I have a bunch of small children at home, so I'm gonna go rescue a dog from the shelter to raise
Right.
up." I was just it's too sketchy for me, not that we don't
Even
love shelter dogs,
right, and
it's
even
just
sorry.
just dangerous, and those dogs have a ton of energy.
Mhm.
You don't know what they're like, you don't know what their upbringing was, so it's something that we have to be kind of I
As
love that I still have the butter one, I'll get rid of that one, there you
Well, because you also think of, like, even the puppies that come from shelters are generally at the shelter because of backyard breeding or something, so
go.
there's no, like, guarantee on the temperament or the health from the parents, right?
Yeah.
And, like, there's a lot of genetics that play into dogs' behavior as well.
Yeah, and you're gonna have a lot of people, if this goes viral and is seen by millions of people like we usually do, you're gonna have people who go, "Oh, but I have shelter dogs, and they're so good with my kids." I say this with love, I don't care. So it's just because it's happened periodically, right, doesn't mean that that's the norm, that's the
Mhm.
exception, right? And so you need to be cautious, and the kids are priorities there. So I'm very much if you have a young kid, you have newborns and such, I'm very much finding a breeder and then raising that dog up with the child is always going to be better than rescuing a dog and hoping that you won the lottery with that. There's so many homes that rescuing dogs is perfect for. I just don't think newborns are that home. So, good question though. Thank you. What's next? Let's do a few more here. We've had like 35 minutes, but look at my notes on counter survey. Uh,
What about, what can I do?
Carrie, ask us a dog question. What'd you say? Which one?
This one. My dog's the wrong one. No, you did
Where?
the wrong
Which
one.
one? This
Sorry,
one?
yeah.
There it is.
Yay.
I want my dog to like me. She's like a cat. She uses my love and gets nervous around us. I would try butter. I've heard I've heard the dogs love it.
Go
So
crazy.
see if they like
Oh
that.
my goodness, she's not the only one. Remember the one dog that had a medication and we had to give him
Put it
butter
in
to eat
butter?
instead of it?
Yes. I don't know what
What
it is.
is it about
Man, the
butter?
idea of eating butter raw is disgusting to me. That sounds so
On its
gross.
own.
Mind you, so is the thought of eating poop. Dogs do that. So I mean, we are dealing with animals here. And dogs return to their own vomit. I mean, hey, we got all sorts of dogs are gross. So, um,
We love them.
but yeah, so how do I get my dog to like me? Sometimes you can't. It's not that they don't like you. They just sometimes they're lone wolves. Our Shyla, I love her to death. She's like the whole reason we started this business. Um, she doesn't cuddle. She's not affectionate. She just does her own thing, and I can't force her to love me, no matter what I do. And I'm very lovable. You can ask Esther. I'm the best. And so Shyla chooses not to. But that's her loss. So
I would say giving them structure, giving them,
like I
like,
said, giving them
little
food.
jobs to do and everything. No, obviously, this isn't going to necessarily get them to, like, help with you or, like, cuddle with you, but it is a great way to build that bond, kind of get them past the nervousness.
Yes. You're supposed to keep it going when I'm checking my
Sorry.
text, okay?
I don't have ADD, but it's distracting sometimes.
All right, we have this question right here. What can I do if my dog is afraid of loud noises or new people? So um, you need to we answered this about 20 minutes ago or a similar answer there. You need to have the dog approach the things they're nervous about and not the other way around. So when it comes to loud noises, exposure is the best thing, alright? So getting them around loud noises and teaching them to behave with it. So for example, like what we'll do is we'll take 2 metal dog bowls and we'll smack them together, and they make a loud clanging noise, it's very annoying. And
I
well, yeah, it's awful. We'll bang them together, and then what we'll do is we'll immediately engage the dog with something. So bang, here's a treat, do a sit. Bang, here, go to bang, here's some affection. And what we're doing is we're kind of rewiring the dog to associate that not necessarily with a bad thing, but even more importantly, not to linger on it. So they go, "There's a loud noise," and they go, "Okay, but there's something over here." And that's what you want because what happens a lot of times is the dog hears a loud noise over there, and they're just hyper fixated on it the whole time. They can't snap off of it, and they're super nervous. So we need to teach them they can disengage easily by coming over here now. And so that's a really good thing when it comes to noises. With new people, like we said earlier, allow the dog to approach the people, not the other way around. If you ignore dogs, they're naturally gonna wanna come up and check out what's going on. Anything else? Was that perfect? It was like usual. I
have
understand.
nothing to add.
We answered that one, we answered this one. Honestly, I think we've done pretty good for now. Guys, we're gonna probably go for, like, another 5 minutes here. So, as I said, if you have any questions at all about your dogs, if you have family members who have a dog that's just, like, the worst ever, this would be a good thing for you to share with them or tag them in, 'cause it's not, like, directly confrontational. You're not like, "Hey, your dog's awful," but you're just like, "Hey, check these guys out," and then maybe their dog will be a little better, and then Thanksgiving will be we're just trying to help you guys, so let me help. What one did you say?
Uh,
Alright, take it
so
away,
tell
Esco,
me
you like that
how
one?
they are.
How much exercise does my dog really need every day? Why don't you tell him, and then also tell him between mental and physical.
Well, I was gonna say, there is not a set amount of minutes that your dog needs exercise to like, you don't hit a point, I reached 47 minutes and now my dog is good for the day. It depends on how much, physical and mental stimulation you give your dog. Dogs require both mental and physical stimulation, and so we need to exercise their body, but we also need to exercise their brain, and dogs are gonna be different as well. Some dogs will need a little bit more, uh, physical stimulation, most likely need more mental stimulation, but, the goal is to just tire them out with, working. A big thing that we like to do is the structured walk. If other things, obviously, that's taking them for a walk and giving them that physical exercise, but requiring them to stay by our side gives them that mental exercise as well. So it's a 2 in 1, which means that I'm going to tire my dog out faster than if I were to let them run around in the backyard willy-nilly, come in and do some training. Both are obviously good options, but depending on how much time you have. It doesn't I can't give you a time that dogs of how much exercise my dog needs, but it's important to give them physical and mental stimulation, 2 different things, and they try them out and
Most people don't know that, so it's
yes,
important for people to
absolutely.
know the difference there. What's the
Mhm.
last one you wanna do?
The one under it,
Where's that?
where it broke.
Yeah, that's what I'm
There you
saying.
go.
It is.
We
What's a good
talked
scale?
about
Oh,
this
this
a
is
couple
cool.
times.
This comes up all the
Oh, yeah.
time. This one is gonna be the quickest answer that we give you today. What's a good schedule for training sessions? 2 to 3 times a day for 10 to 15 minutes, done. So, having a shorter amount of time is better for your dogs, they'll soak stuff up and they'll retain it better, as opposed to like, "Hey, you need to train for an hour 3 or 4 times a day."
Mhm.
10 to 15 minutes, 2 to 3 times a day, that's it, no complications there. If your dog struggles at the first one, pause, go to the second one. Struggles at the second one, pause, go to the third. Struggles at the third, go to sleep, try it again in the morning. So,
I thought
that's
you
the
were gonna
best
say
way to do
call
it.
us.
Yeah, well, you should
But
call us
sure, for
for
sure.
all of those, you should call us, but yes,
Something I wanted to add, I'm trying to figure out what it was.
nothing to that
Bring it
was a
back.
perfect answer.
It's
It was a perfect
Oh, yeah. So Tyler's saying 2 to 3 times a day, 10 to 15 minutes max. It's amazing the difference in a dog's, like, behavior and, what's it called? Like, temperament, how they
temperament's
are
right,
and
yeah,
stuff like that,
temperament's right.
when that's all you do, like, 30 minutes a day, that's it.
Right,
Okay, 10 minutes a day even can make a difference if you're
sure.
consistent with it, and so training is something that you cannot expect like the end results that you want in the first session. It's something that you work towards, and
over and
if
over
you
again.
see like every little progress um is going to build up into the final results, the expectations you have for your dog.
Mhm.
But it takes practice and
All right, so guys, last chance here. If you have any questions to submit, please go ahead. Do you think if we did it like sultry
it's just like back.
the sultry tones, like, "Hey, guys."
Oh yeah,
"Hey,
canine
guys, we're
event.
here for, yeah, right, the canine advantage
That's what I
chat.
associate that with now. Like I
Canine
don't know what
advantage
I was
chat.
listening to as a kid.
I'd have to have, like, a deep I really like the radio voice.
You got the filter thingy.
I have a face for radio, not a voice, they would say. Saying you have a face for radio means you're ugly. Well, you have a face for radio.
Oh god,
Get it? Because if you're on
got it.
radio, they can't see your face.
Then you did it backwards.
No, I didn't. I
You
said
said
I
you
have
have
a
a
face
face.
for radio, but not a voice.
Oh, got it.
See? It was a double
Well, I
putting
think
myself
that's
down.
wrong.
Thank you. We don't have to flirt though on Facebook Live. So, all right, guys, if you have, let's see, we're at 48 minutes right now. When we get to 40, and we're going to give it about 30 more seconds here, and then we are going to get going. This is your last chance before Thanksgiving comes to potentially save the life of your dog. So
Or the
please.
and like avoid dogs
Ooh.
scratching you, right?
Ooh. Gross.
Oh, that's all right. Talk.
We'll just sit here awkwardly.
No. Oh, so what do we have coming up? We talked a lot about Thanksgiving today because
Right.
Thanksgiving is coming up. Our next live is not going to be the first Friday of next month
No, it's
either
not.
because or hopefully the following Friday. Let's see what's that date. So Friday, the December 12th, when we're hoping to do our next trainer talk live Q&A. And
I have a ton of questions. Well, then ask them, Callie. That's what we're saying.
oh, for sure. So today we talked a lot about Thanksgiving because that's coming up next month. We're not coming next week. Next month, we're going to be talking a lot about Christmas, and it's probably going to be a lot of
Woo!
question and answers.
It's going to be
But
me
that's
telling you
okay.
what I want for Christmas. That way you guys can
we'll
buy
give
it
you
for
our
me.
Venmo.
Yeah.
And,
Yep, and our wish list. So.
but,
Can we talk about our course and then get to Kelly's stuff?
yeah, go ahead. Sing
Hold
my
on.
praises, baby.
All right. So there's a this has got to be actually really loud with it. So,
In the mic, you know?
so guys, we have a course coming out. It's going to be on our website and then on this website called Skool, SKOOL, and it is a place course. So you guys hear us going on all the time about our place, teaching the place. It's the best command ever. There's nothing better you'll ever teach your dog, ever. And so this is a course. It's going to be $100, which is an absolute bargain. And it will take you from the very start all the way. Better close. I can't hear you. So Kelly, it's going to be a lot better. So it's going to be a wonderful course. It's going to be super helpful if you haven't taught your dog place, or you've kind of taught it, or they knew it a while ago, but now it's been a while. Oh, that looks poorly. Look how dusty this mic is.
I was about to do it, and I was like,
Dusty.
that's a little distracting.
There we go. Perfect.
So our goal with this place command is that it is extensive, like it's an extensive resource for you and how to teach the place command. Not
Right.
only to teach it, but to prove it. And that means my dog will not only get on place and lay down, but then, they'll also stay on place. I can start moving around the house. I can kind of go into the other room and they'll stay on
Mhm.
place. They can stay in place, all these new distractions that we bring up. And a big bonus that we don't often get to within homes or even the board and trains is the send to place.
Right.
There's also teaching the dog a send to place, which means when I'm on one side of the room, but the place is on the other side, I can tell my dog place and they will go across the room and lay down on it without me having to walk them all the way over there. And so it's a great resource to have. It's a good reminder for those who've already taught their dog place. It is a great way to like introduce you to like what the place command is and how to teach it and everything. And I think it can be extremely helpful. And that's why we did it.
You buy it once, you have it forever. You can do it at your own leisure, at your own pace. There's no rush. You can take a week to do it. You can take a year to do it. It's up to you. it will be very, very helpful to a lot of people. And we're looking to, if this is something people are interested in, we're looking to have courses online for, I mean,
Also
almost everything you can
command
think of with your
topics.
dog.
No,
And so
absolutely.
this is something if you need a little bit of help, but maybe you don't want to full on hire a trainer, this is going to be very, very helpful to you. Um, as I said, it's $100, which I mean is an absolute bargain for what you get out of the place command if you teach your dog the place command. So it is well, well worth it. You guys should, well, can't check it out yet. We'll be launching it soon, but um, be excited. It's awesome. So we have a ton of questions from Kelly. So how to housebreak a scared dog? So Kelly, what do you mean by scared? Like she's scared of going pee? Or do you just mean like she doesn't wanna go outside, so it makes it tougher to get her back inside to get her outside to go to the bathroom? Like, what I'm just not seeing how the 2 correlate, so if you can help me with that, I would
What does she
appreciate that.
go through?
Maybe because she's scared.
Nervous pee kind of thing?
Right, I
Yeah.
just don't know. It could be a
But
lot
it's
of
yeah,
things,
so
so
there's a whole you wanna talk about another one while we
yes.
ask?
How do
There you go.
we she's afraid of
Aw.
wow, jeez, okay, oh. You've Kelly, you've had her now, what, like 3 months, 4 months? Haven't you had her for a little bit?
She's just waiting.
Oh, yeah, right, I'm like I'm having a conversation with her.
I'm listening.
Listens to the door and then panics when we try to open the door. What a
Aw.
sweetheart. So how long have you had her for, Kelly? She's still young, right? I mean, she's like a puppy
Yes.
puppy, isn't she?
Um, so while we wait for, like, more
No, let's just sit here
clarification
in silence.
okay.
You've had her for 2
I
months.
would, try to get her used to how I hope she's motivated because 'cause that'll help you guys out a lot.
Is she motivated?
Foodivated. Um, getting her used to, like, when not necessarily when she's go at the door needing to go out, but, like, opening and closing the door and getting her used to, like, the sound and the movement and stuff like that will be a big thing. If she's nervous of you, I would say,
Oh,
"Oh,
she's 2
okay,
years
that
old. I
that
didn't
makes
know
a
that.
little bit more sense with her,
Mhm.
being nervous and everything." Having her drag a leash around the house if possible. That way you're not grabbing her, but being able or you're able to grab the leash, get a handle on her,
Mhm.
so that she's not, getting nervous about you, like, reaching for her and everything. So that's what we do a lot with dogs that come for training, is they drag around a leash a
Right.
lot because we're not gonna overwhelm them or scare them and make it, like, more difficult to work with them by always hovering over them and reaching for them or whatever. We've got the leash that we can go kind of, like, 4 or 5 feet away from them, grab the leash, and then kind of casually guide them. It's not like us grabbing the leash and dragging them to us, it's us grabbing the leash and, like, "Hey, come
Come
along,"
along.
"Come follow me
Mhm.
outside," and all this stuff. And so that should make a big difference, and, because the big thing with dogs that are nervous is the more we try to impress or, like, come to them, the more nervous they are going to be, and so it's important to give them give them that space and allow them to kinda make that initiative and such. Which obviously it does make it tough with training, but, kind of doing well, how do we do that? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, working with them and without, like, kind of lording over them, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-mm.
with the nervous dogs when we work with them.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Sitting on the floor
yeah.
when we're working with them
Right.
and or and stuff like that,
Yeah,
right?
there's so much when it comes to nervous dogs and all that, but yeah, no, I think what you started with is what I would just start with right now if I was them. Just hanging out around her, using some treats, really high value food also helps go a long way too.
I hope she is at least eats her meals. A big thing I would say is, feed her out of your hand.
That's a good one.
And so you're sitting on the floor, or you can hold the bowl and have her come in and eat it out of your lap or something. But if she likes her food and she's only getting her food from you, that's a good way to build that bond and that trust.
Totally. I like it. Very, very
Thanks.
good. Um, so Kelly, this one's interesting to me, because if I had a
I went to
yeah, if I was
I'm
gonna
going somewhere, and they have a dog
oh,
that's
no, that
mean.
is
Can I tell you what I would do?
I wouldn't bring my dog.
No, it's not our dog. It sounds
Right.
like it's somebody el you're going
So
to someone's house,
yeah, but if
and their dog is mean.
right, I wouldn't take
I
my
would
dog
ask
there.
the no, to me or people.
You just said she's going to their house.
I'm going to their house.
I can't ask them not to have their dog at their house.
You can't ask them to treat your dog if you're worried that their dog's gonna bite you.
I don't think you can at their own house. Oh, oh! I was thinking dog to dog.
Oh, yeah, no.
I was in my head, I was thinking you were saying, "I'm gonna bring my dog
And
over
I
to
could
your
be wrong.
house."
I could be wrong, but that's what I got from
Okay,
it.
all right. Well, then that makes me. I was like, man, that's so rude. I'm
I'm
bringing
just
my
trying
dog to your house. You put your dog away. You,
No, no,
no,
don't
yeah,
do
yeah.
that.
No, if you're nervous, I mean, be very upfront about that, right? With the kids and such. Hey, I'm nervous around your dog. They're horrible because they haven't been trained by Canine Advantage, and up until they have that training, we're a little hesitant. Would you mind putting them away? If it's you want to take your dog over there and it's bad with your dog, don't take your dog. If it's they want to bring their dog over to your house and it's not nice to your dog, they can't bring their dog to your house. I mean, there's nothing wrong with kind of standing up and advocating for your own dog and your own family in that aspect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would totally sounds mean, but I would totally not go places if I wasn't 100% confident in what that dog would do with me and my children. So I don't mess around with that stuff. Dogs can be scary. I don't mess around there. How do I get my dog to touch your feet?
So, I would say there's a different answer depending on which dog you're talking about,
Yeah, if it's the nerves, right?
because if she's nervous and everything,
Mhm.
you don't necessarily wanna well, I there's this anyways, you don't necessarily wanna scare her even more by correcting her for chewing the feet, right? But I would look and make sure that there's no, like, allergies or underlying condition that is causing that to happen. It could be just, like, stress and anxiety that's causing her to do that, but if it's like she's got allergies or something, then, that could be why she's chewing on her feet. And a lot of times, this is
Oh, no, it's
super
the butter eater.
oh, well, in that case, put an e-collar on and correct her for
Yep,
doing
yep.
that.
Just do that. If she's doing it obsessively, it's causing problems, correct her for it. Couple of low stims, I mean, it's gonna solve your problem fast. So I said, "Dad, your dog is the swanest thing." He told me I was a baby. Well, just tell him, "Hey, dad, do you wanna see your grandkids?" Then put your dog away. That's the simplest one there, so, she's afraid of us. How do I get a dog to stop taking the carpet? Kelly, you're gonna hate us. Use the e-collar. So, if your dog is constantly if your dog is constantly digging on the carpet, use the e-collar. When they start digging, just apply the stem and hold the stem until they stop. So, which is I know the answer to a lot of our questions, but that's why we love the e-collar so much because it makes stuff so simple.
It solves so
So
many of
simple.
our
Yes,
problems.
if you use it the right way, it's a tremendous and a wonderful tool. So, that is my answer to that one. Do you or anybody else have any more questions for us, until we close this off? Because we just hit an hour, so I'd like to get this wrapped up. Like, told your granddaughter to stop
Oh,
crying.
guys gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta get off here, guys.
Oh,
Um,
if she hasn't had a pass,
Mom,
she wants that.
I would
And
start
carry her. She wants to be carried.
yeah, I would start by
She wants to eat.
bringing her
Alright.
inside is what I would do, start with that, okay? So, don't leave her out on the front porch. Um, but alright, my friends, we will, close up here, and when will we streaming again?
Um, well, got some difficulties with their canine class. We're
Yeah,
gonna
we got
figure
weather
out
stuff we're
when
trying to figure
we're
out.
doing our canine clash, and I said our next, trainer talk, live Q&A date, and I forgot it already. December 12th. About a month.
Yeah. Oh, going back to our course as well, guys, we're coming up on Christmas here. Buying the course for somebody
Just 9 months.
buying a course for somebody, is a wonderful gift to give to them. Like,
It is.
Kelly, some might say, and this isn't specific to you, but some might say if they had a relative with a poorly behaved dog that everybody was scared to get around, that perhaps gifting a course of training would be a wonderful and only slightly passive aggressive way to communicate that to them. So, just something to consider. But, alright, guys. So, yeah, the Canine Clash, we will be announcing that soon. It was supposed to be tomorrow. We
Oh,
have
it's
some
an exciting one because it's our
shelter
edition.
dog one,
So
yeah.
we're gonna be showcasing the dogs that are up for adoption.
Yeah, see, we don't hate shelter dogs.
Obviously,
That's
not necessarily like if you guys don't need another dog, we're not gonna make for another dog. But if you know somebody who is looking for another dog, you'll be able to you'll get to see some dogs in action and see if they've got the personality, the temperament that might be a good fit for someone who's looking for a pup.
love it. Alright, anything else?
That's all I've got.
Alright, my friends. Well, it was good talking to you, and thank you for joining us,
Thanks for joining.
and we will see you around.